Hi everyone, it's Santi here and welcome back to another FPL video on my channel. This is my gameweek 35 team selection, so I'll be walking you through how I'm looking to set my team up in gameweek 35. My wildcard is active. I've made a few transfers and I'll soon show you the transfers that I've made, but looking at gameweek 34, I didn't have a free hit chip as I used it a few weeks ago. I used my 2 free transfers and I took a -4 hit. I transferred out Alex Moreno. I brought in Ben White, who returned 26 points. I transferred out Son, who had a blank in game 34, brought in Luis Diaz, who only returned 3 points, but I took a -4 hit. I transferred out Anthony Gordon, and I brought in Eze, who returned 14 points. So it's one of those game weeks that you make some changes and they pay off massively, and I'm happy with the changes that I made to bring in Ben White and bring in Eze for those returns. I had Mateta up front, who I've kept in the team for a while as I was planning ahead of the double game week 34, and he managed to return 29 points, which I'm so happy about. Solanke, who had a double, only returning 8 points. I had Gabriel in defense returning 12 points, and in midfield, I captained Mo Salah, who only returned 6 points after blanking in both of the fixtures that Liverpool had in game week 34. So very disappointing from the Liverpool assets, but otherwise, I'm happy with how the team did without a free hit chip and managed to get me 116 points -4. Looking forward to game 35 and hopefully we can keep the green arrows coming. I went into the game week on about 592. I'm currently about 381. I'm happy with the green arrows that we've been getting the last few game weeks and hopefully we can do even better heading into game week 35. So like I said, my wildcard is active and this is how the team looks. I have Ederson and Vicario as my 2 goalkeepers. City play against Forest in game 35, they play Wolves in game 36, they double in 37 against Fulham and Spurs, and then they play West Ham United in game 38. Targeting Man City just because of the fixtures, not because I think I'm guaranteed any points. They are always capable of conceding even in fixtures that we don't expect them to, but Ederson is one of my goalkeepers that I've picked during this wildcard. I've brought in Vicario considering that Porro may not be available for game 35 and Udogi is out for the season, so Vicario is the one that I've picked to be my second goalkeeper going forward. In my defense, I've kept 2 of my Arsenal assets in Gabriel and Ben White. They do not double, they play Spurs, Bournemouth, Man United, and Everton in the next 4 games, but I think they are the only team at the moment that are somehow guaranteeing us clean sheets. So Ben White and Gabriel stay in my defense, but I've brought in Trent Alexander-Arnold, not because I think I can get some returns, but I think it's one of those assets from that Liverpool side that can get you an assist here and there. Even though they've been struggling the last few game weeks and they don't double in the next 4 game weeks, I think Trent is worth having in the team going forward. I've kept Fabian Schär because he also doubles in game week 37 against Brighton and Manchester United. I'm not really expecting more returns because Newcastle are the team that's very inconsistent, but Fabian Schär keeps his spot in my defense. But I've brought in Ed Norrie, who plays at home against Luton in game 35. Hopefully I can play him because he's one of those defenders that can get you some attacking returns. He plays against Luton in 35, Man City in game 36 that I will happily bench, Crystal Palace in 37, and then he finishes the season against Liverpool in game 38. In midfield, I've brought in Foden. He's someone that I'm not really nailed on. I could easily move him to someone like Bruno Fernandes, who has some very good fixtures going forward, but Foden is at the moment in my team. I've kept Cole Palmer in the team even though he's flagged. Chelsea have 6 fixtures in the next 4 game weeks. He's currently flagged and we are not sure if he's going to be fit for game week 35. But Cole Palmer is someone that I'll happily keep unless I hear that he's out for quite some time, then I'll transfer him out, but at the moment he stays in the team. I've brought in Anthony Gordon, who I transferred out in game week 34 to bring in Eze. He plays at home against Sheffield United in game week 35, Brennan in 36, a double in 37, and Brentford in game week 38. Anthony Gordon is back in the side, and I've brought back Son, who doubles in game 35, also doubles in game 37. So 6 fixtures for Spurs. Son is back in the side for those fixtures. Not expecting to get returns in all of them, but like I said, if I can have more players that have more fixtures going forward, I can hope to get some more returns from them. I've brought back Ollie Watkins up front. He plays at home against Chelsea in 35, Brighton in 36, Liverpool in game 37, and Crystal Palace in game 38. He's one of the best informed attackers in the league at the moment. Even though he doesn't have a double in the next 4 game weeks, I think Ollie Watkins is worth having in my team going forward. So he's been brought into the team heading into game 35. I've also brought in Isak as my 3rd Newcastle asset. Good fixtures from game 35 and the double in game 37 is what I'm targeting, so Isak is also in the side. That's how my team currently looks after playing my wildcard, and this is how I will likely set my team up come the deadline for Game Week 35. I will have Vicario in goal with a double against Arsenal and Chelsea. In defense, I'll go with the back four of Gabriel and Ben White, who play away against Tottenham Hotspurs, Ed Nuri at home against Luton, and Trent, who plays away against West Ham United. In midfield, I'll go with Anthony Gordon, who plays at home against Sheffield United, Kai Havertz, who plays away against Tottenham Hotspurs, and Son with a double against Arsenal and Chelsea. I have Foden as my fourth midfielder, but I'm still waiting on the team news from Cole Palmer to hear if he's fit for Game Week 35. If he is, then he would definitely be the one that comes in from Foden, who plays away against Nottingham Forest. And up front, I have Ollie Watkins, who plays at home against Chelsea, and Alexander Isak, who plays at home against Sheffield United. So Ederson dropped down to the bench, Fabian Schär on the bench at home against Sheffield United, and Mateta, who plays away against Fulham. This is how my team should roughly look. A few players that I'm looking at as my transfer targets that I'll probably look at if I can bring into the team heading into Game Week 35. Someone like Bruno Fernandes, who plays at home against Burnley in Game Week 35, plays away against Crystal Palace in Game Week 36, and then doubles in Game Week 37 at home against Arsenal and Newcastle. So I think Bruno is someone that I will likely have in the team come the deadline for Game Week 35. I think Foden is someone that I could easily transfer out, and hopefully I can bring him back into the team as we get closer to that Manchester City double. But Bruno Fernandes is someone that I'm looking at. That's how my team currently looks heading into Game Week 35. Let me know what you think about the team and what other assets you could change. But this is how my team looks after playing my wildcard and after a very successful Game Week 34. If you found any information in this video helpful in any way, please do give the video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.